Greetings and salutations, YouTube. Friar Chuck here, and I am very excited to bring you guys another series onto the channel. So lately, I've been playing more and more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and what I've been doing is monotype runs, which have actually been a lot of fun because it's forcing me to use mons that I don't normally use. Um, so I did one on Violet. Starting off, I did Mono Poison, which was actually very difficult. There are some very good poison mons, but offensively, it's not the best typing in the world because they only are super effective against two types. I mean, one of them is Fairy type, which is very nice, um, but the only other one is Grass, and there are a decent number of Grass types that also just take neutral damage from it. Um, but so that was difficult. Now I'm doing a Mono Rock playthrough on Scarlet, and I'm up to all I have left is the last Team Starbase, Pokemon League, the Area Zero stuff, and then the battle with Arvin, Penny, and Clavel. That's it. But so far, it's been very easy. The fighting captain has been rather difficult for me, just because I don't really have anything um, that resists fighting. So I'm relying on a terrestrialized Lycanroc Dusk form. It's Psychic Terror. Anyway, so I figured I'm having a lot of fun doing this, so I thought that maybe, it's been a little while since we've had Pokemon on the channel. We didn't really finish the last one we did. It was the surprise lock that we did in, I think it was in this game, actually. Um, so I wanted to bring a bring some monotype runs into this. So as far as rules go, this is not going to be a Nuzlocke. The goals are going to be we want to capture every poison or every type of whatever it is that we find. So if it's normal type, then we need to get every normal type that we can catch. Obviously, it's going to be easier to do with some than others. And if it's not in the game, if I can't get it in Violet, then I can't get it. It's whatever. Um, Rules. If I used a Pokemon in one of the other two monotype runs that I did, I won't use it in this one. So I don't remember exactly what my poison type team was, but I'll remember it if I used it. My rock team is Tyranitar, Cloth, Lycanroc, Colossal, Dreadnought, and Gargonicle. There's only like 9 rock types in this game, period. Um, Not counting Iron Thorns, which is a Paradox Pokemon that I couldn't get in Scarlet anyway, so that didn't really matter. Um, so any of those, obviously Gargonicle, Lycanroc, and Cloth I couldn't use anyway because they were just pure rock types. But if we were to get Dark, then I couldn't use Tyranitar. If we were to get Fire, then I couldn't use Colossal. Water, no Dreadnought. And, yeah, I guess that was it. So that'll be a restriction. The second restriction, no overleveling past the max level of the Pokemon of the event that we're doing. I'll have it pulled up so we'll be able to tell. But like, if the gym leader's max Pokemon is level 15, then we can't have any mon over level 15. If we do, we have to box them. Second rule in regards to that, we will only ever use the number of Pokemon that is equal to what the opponent has until we get to the Elite Four. When we get to the Elite Four, we'll change it up and we'll have a full team. Um, that means we're going to have to keep stuff active and rotating it out. So, just out and about in the wild, we can have all 6, but, if we're just like, okay, so the first gym leader has 3 Pokemon, I think most of them do, other than Ayana, who has 4. But most of them have 3 Pokemon, so we will use we'll just use 3 Pokemon for the gym, and then swap them out, whatever we need. And we'll not be using no healing items in battle, so no potions, no anything. We just have to deal with it. That'll make it a little bit harder. And no, what else was I going to say? Oh, set mode. You can't actually set it to set mode in this game, but we'll just enforce it on ourselves. Um, So we'll just have to say no whenever it asks us, do you want to switch Pokemon? We'll try and do that. Obviously, like I said, this is not a Nuzlocke, so we'll be able to revive our Pokemon multiple times. But I just wanted to have some of those harder rules. We will be using terrestrialization, um, just because it's a mechanic, so we're going to use it. And it may, some instances, it may not matter. You know, we're doing monotypes. There's a good chance that all have the exact same Terra type, and then whatever. But I know, like for me with the rock type ones, I had Dreadnought. I caught it as a Choodle, so it was a water Terra. Well, then that helped me a lot when I did the water gym because I could terrestrialize it into a water type, and then it didn't, and then it was taking not very effective hits as opposed to neutral. So, but with all of that being said, we need to get our type. So let me mute this so there's not a bunch of stuff going on. And give me a second. I've got to add a new. Okay. Now, this number generator, or wheel generator should be here. So let me go to that. Ignore the ads. Hopefully there's not anything crazy. Um, so, as you see, we have every type on here except for poison and rock because I've already done those. Um, and rock would have been really boring anyway because I'm literally doing it right now and cannot possibly do anything different. There's not that many Pokemon. So, we have everything. Let's hit the wheel and see what we can get. Y'all are going to hear that god awful clicky noise. But it is going to land on Steel. I did this off screen, and this was the type I got anyway. So it was bound and determined for us to do Steel type. I'm going to remove that because I would like to get through all of the types at some point. So I hope that that actually recorded. We'll see. Um, yeah, so we will be doing Steel types. So just let me go ahead and work through this tutorial stuff as I do a little bit of research. So Steel types have three weaknesses: fire, ground, and uh, fire, ground, and fighting. So, as far as steel Pokemon in this game go, and I don't know for sure that we can get them all, this is just what is in Scarlet and Violet. We have Corviknight, Cuffet and Copperaja, Bronzor and Bronzong, Lucario, the Magnemite line, Klefki, Fortress, Scizor, Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, and Tinkatun, Varoom and Revavroom, Orthworm, Pawniard, Bishop, and King Gambit, Iron Treads, and Goldengo. So not a ton of steel types. I don't know how many fully evolved that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 steel types in the base game for us to catch. And we will actually be able to get Iron Treads, and I think all of these are available in this game. Uh, I know the ones that are new. So the Tinkatink line, Varoom, Earthworm, Goldango, and yeah, I guess that was it. Uh, those are all. Oh, and Revavroom. Those are all in the game. Iron Treads we can get. King Gambit we can get. Scizor, I don't know for sure if we can get Scyther. I don't know about Pineco because I don't know if I've actually ever seen one in game. Klefki, I don't know. Magnemite, I'm pretty sure is. Lucario, I'm pretty sure we can get. Bronzor and Bronzong, I think we can get. And then Cuffet and Copperage, I think we can. Um, we will be doing the DLCs as well. Um, and I think we will be able to get everything in there. We won't do those till later though. So in the Teal Mask, the only steel type is Probopass. That's not something we'd want to add to the team anyway. And then in the Indigo Disc, which you want to do later because the levels are very high. I think everything is like in the 70s. You've got the Alolan Sandslash line, Duraludon and Archaludon, Empoleon, and Iron Crown. So not that many other ones. And then there's a bunch of others that you can't get in this game that are also steel types. But I guess you can transfer them in. something. I don't know. So yeah, offensively we are strong against ice types, rock types, and fairy types. The fairy type is very nice. Rock type is just a titan. There is an ice gem. There's a fairy, uh, and then there's a fairy titan or team star. We deal half damage to electric, which is tough because Iona is one of the hardest gems, and she is electric. And like I said, she has 4 Pokemon for some reason. We do half damage to fire. We do half damage to steel, which makes sense, and we do half damage to water. Defensively, we are immune to poison. We take half damage from fairy, rock, flying, dragon, psychic, bug, steel, ice, grass, and normal types, and we are weak to only fire, fighting, and ground. Um, Steel is a very good type. Steel is also my second favorite Pokemon type, behind poison. Um, as far as what we're gonna want, I think we're gonna want something obviously to combat fighting types, which leaves us with a few options. We can do any of the Tinkaton line. Uh, they are fairy types. Klefki's a fairy type, but that's not really what it's for. Um, it's more of a setup type bond. Bronzor and Bronzong kind of the same way, being being psychic type. Corviknight is flying, so it would help with that. As far as ground types go, um, there is a way that we could deal with them, and it's more based on a Pokemon's ability. And then we had fighting ground, and fire. We don't really have a good way to deal with fire types, other than iron treads, which again I don't know that we'll catch right away. It may be a while, so that's just gonna have to be basically a brute force type thing. Bronzong does have heat proof though, so that could be something we do. Oh, and when we do Team Star bases, the 3 Pokemon that we bring into the thing, those are the 3 we're going to use for the base. So it should be pretty difficult. And Steel's a good type anyway. We're not going to have a lot of trouble. A lot of these Pokemon are just really strong anyway. Goldango is one of the best ghost types. King Gambit is very, very strong. Tinkaton is very strong. Scizor is very strong. Magnezone is very strong. Lucario is very strong. Corviknight's very strong. Um, Now, as far as some of these Pokemon, I will use them if they are not uh, if they don't start off as a Steel type. So, like for Corviknight, Rookidee and Corvisquire are not Steel types. That one actually I may wait on because it takes a little while for it to evolve. So we may catch it Rookidee, but then keep it in the box till we can evolve it. So we'll just kind of, like I said, we're going to catch everything. Some of it we can get earlier than others. I'm trying to think what I know we can get Rookidees pretty early. I'll have to look up where we can find a Gimme Ghoul to be able to get a Goldango. Because there's only certain. You have to find a chest form Gimme Ghoul. Okay, got to get through the tutorial. Like I said, I don't know if we'll be able to catch a Steel type in the beginning, but that's not really that important. We can maybe find a Riolu. Uh, that's a friendship evolution, so that'll take a little bit of time. Rookidee is just it's a 3-stage evolution, so it's probably going to evolve in the 30s when it finally becomes a Corviknight. So I will be looking. And yes, we will cheese how we do this to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. me see, where can I find magnemites? East Province Area 2 and 3. Okay. They're not terribly hidden. Cuffant we can get in the... okay, that's in the East Province Area 3. Is probably going to be the easiest place to find it. Tinkatink. Tinkatink's going to be the first Pokemon we can get. I'm pretty positive. I may not use Bisharp. I'll catch Pawniard and Bisharp, but I may not use it because when we do Dark, I'm going to want something to fight fairies, and that's going to be probably our best option. You have to have 999 Gibby coins to evolve it into Goldango. That's absolutely insane. We should be able to get a Gimme Go pretty early too, and we'll obviously be collecting coins as much as we can. But Tinkatink will probably be our starter. We got to get through the tutorial though first. Okay. Can I run, please? Trying to keep me down. Can I change outfits? I really do not like this. The shorts are a killer. Yeah, there we go. A little bit more. Yeah, I don't think we need it. I think that will look okay. There we go. It's better than the shorts. Not youngster Joey out here. Unfortunately, this tutorial takes a while, but we'll get through it. So yeah, I've kind of got a plan. I would like to use as many of the brand new Pokemon as we can. Um, I will try and get a Goldango. It may be very difficult. Regular Gimme Goal is actually pretty strong. Oh, except that it only learns 2 moves. Yeah, we're not going to want it until we can evolve it anyway. We will be nicknaming our Pokemon as well. And I do have a plan to make this, to make our fights with the Mona a little bit easier. Nemona's a little overbearing, but I do like her as a rival. And like you actually get the sense that she is good at battling. Everybody admits it, and she does have a pretty solid team at the end of the game. Okay, so Nemona will pick whatever starter is weakest to the one that you pick. So if we were to pick Sprigatito, then she would have a Skeledirge at the end of the game. That's not good for us because Skeledirge is super effective on our steel types. If we pick uh, if we pick Quaxley, no, I'm sorry. If we pick Quaxley, then she will have a Fuecoco. If we pick Fue, if we pick Sprigatito, then she would have a Quaxley. Quaxley is just resisted, so we need to pick Fuecoco so that she gets a Meowscarda. Fuecoco is my favorite starter out of these anyway. We will not give it a nickname, but we will nickname our. We will nickname all the other months that we get that we're gonna actually use. So our character's got to be stout. There's no way Fuecoco is light enough to be able to do that. I don't know what it weighs, but of course that's like Ash in the anime carrying around a freaking Larvitar in his arms. Larvitar weighs like 250 pounds. And now she should pick Sprigatito. With some Pokemon types we could start this whole situation a lot earlier. Oh, and whenever we do Fire, Water, and Grass, I'm not going to use the starter Pokemon. I'll evolve them eventually, just so we have them as like in the Pokedex, and to say that we have them. But I'm not going to use them in battle because they're all really good, and yeah, that would just make it. And the same also applies to their secondary types because Skeledirge is part Ghost. Meowscarda is Dark, and Quaquaval, or whatever it is part Fighting. So. And she does, in fact, have a Sprigatito. My microphone is picking up sound, and I don't really know what it's picking up. You may not be able to hear it, and you might. I guess it could be the fan or the air conditioner that's picking up. I doubt it. Okay, so I do think that we're going to leave this as the introductory episode of this. I will do everything else till we get out of, I can actually go out into the world. I'll do all of that off screen because it's, all tutorial stuff. And I think it's a waste of y'all's time to be here watching me do that. But they may get uploaded on the same day. Or you have something worthwhile. When we start getting to some of the types that have more representatives, like bug or flying or water, I may nuzlocke those. The big problem with rock was I just did not have options. Besides just catching multiples of the same Pokemon, which is kind of boring. But I may do that just to force me to use stuff that we haven't used. And this is gonna be this one. Like I said, I'm gonna play some of it around. It's like, okay, obviously if it's pure steel, we can only use it in this run through, so we might as well use it. As for the dual types, I'll just have to look at it and see, okay, would we rather have it in something else? Like I talked about Bisharp and Pawniard and King Gambit. I think I'd rather have those when we do the Mono Dark one. That way I have something to take out fairy types with. But anyway, I'm going to leave you guys right here with that. In between episodes, I will go do all of this introduction stuff that I really hate. It takes so long to get into this game. And we'll go from there. But I hope that you guys enjoyed and that you are looking forward to a new adventure in the Paldea region. I definitely am, and I'm excited to use steel types. That's not a. They're a pretty rare type. They're a very strong type, so I think this is a good first one to do because it shouldn't be as difficult. There's obvious counters for pretty much all of them, or for pretty much all of our weaknesses. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Friar Chuck saying bye bye.